This is the creepiest shit I've heard in a while.
Huh?
He found it busted.
Oh, yeah, because as soon as you open it, you going to find them.
Let's stand on the front of this car and make sure she don't go nowhere.
After cutting through multiple layers of trash bags, officers finally uncover a black suitcase.
Just open the suitcase and we can be good after that. Open that up. What the f***? Get the f*** in! Put your hands up! Don't you Turn over right now! You're under arrest!
It happened just after 11 Wednesday night on Eastern Boulevard near Wagner's Lane in Essex. That's where police say a routine traffic stop came up with the discovery of two young children, a boy and girl, 7-year-old Jocelyn Johnson and 5-year-old Larry O'Neill, dead inside the car.
Something suspicious about this vehicle that piqued the interest of our patrol officers. Exactly what unfolded, I'm not at liberty to share at this point.
So you have this hood rat running around with the bodies of these two babies in her trunk. You understand? And it's the most despicable thing that I've seen all year, and that's saying a lot. You understand? Like, what are you doing? You have children, dead children decomposing in your trunk. So not only did you do something to these children or allow something to be done to these children to cause their death, but you just threw them in the trunk and you got them decomposing and you driving around town like that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I try not to wish harm on people. You understand? But I hope they treat her like a human toilet in jail. She's in jail where she belongs. And I hope they treat her like a human toilet in there. If ever I was hoping that somebody got shot at a damn traffic stop, it was this time. What the hell is wrong with this woman? Like, why would you think that was okay? And then they stop her and they cuff her and she's, well, what did I do wrong? Really? What did I do wrong? And see, this is the problem, man. Like, people think it's cute. You know, they think it's cute when somebody's running around, you know, with their little hood rat uniform and they're talking stupid and they're acting stupid and whatever the case. Oh, that's just where she's from. You know, not that you can't not be a hood rat and do something like that. Sure, you can. But I'm speaking to a specific type of mentality, because when you don't care about your general appearance, the way that you speak, the way you conduct yourself, you don't care about other things. Like Bobby just said, how you do one thing is how you do all things. The whole hood rat mentality or the whole appearance, the whole presentation is, I don't really care. And that is the epitome of someone that just doesn't care about anything. You don't care about life. And you got these babies in your damn trunk. I am so glad they caught her ignorant ass. You understand? But like, that story right there, that really puts the cherry on top to let you know just how disturbed people are out here and how far gone some of these people are. I wouldn't expect to see that in a black woman's trunk. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? Other races, you know, hey, it is what it is. To see that in a black woman's trunk, bruh, I couldn't believe it. But you better goddamn believe it these days, man, because these are the type of people. This was not even her kids. This is somebody else's kids, from what I understand. These are the type of people that you're leaving your children with so you can go pussy pop in the club. You understand what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be. These are the type of people that are legitimately out here. And I urge everybody, please be extra, ultra cautious with who you leave your kids with. You understand? Because this shit was, I like to think this was totally unavoidable, you know, but I don't know all the facts, but it is a truly heart-wrenching story. Y'all go ahead and cook on this for me real quick, man. Talk to me.
Yeah, it's a very sad story when I heard it. And I'm like, damn, you know, decomposing. I'm like, nobody smelled no foul ass odor. This woman's been driving around in this car for a long time, parking at different places, and nobody smelled no strange odor like that. That's crazy to me, you know. But what makes it so sad is the fact that, and this is what I tell women all the time: if you don't want the children, whether you're biological or you're around children, if you don't want them or you don't want to deal with them, drop them off to a safe house or a hospital or something like that. And the reason why I say that, man, there's so many successful people that their parents have abandoned them. They might have used that abandonment and felt like, you know what, I'm going to show you and make you regret leaving me with somebody else or giving me up for adoption, and they end up being successful. But what it also does as well is, remember Harriet Tubman, you know, Malcolm X. Imagine if these people would have died in the back of a trunk, or, you know, somebody would have mishandled them, killed them. Life would have been altered. You don't know what those two children were supposed to grow up to do and impact the world.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Yet they died in the back of the trunk. That's crazy to me. And that's not fair for children to come in this world. They want to enjoy life like how you enjoy life.
Yes.
And if you're not enjoying life, at least give them a chance for them to enjoy life. You know? So when I heard that story, I know it's a sad situation, you know, but thankfully she's in jail, because she could have just discarded these kids and picked up some more kids and did that too. So thankfully she got caught. Hopefully the family of the children can now get some much needed healing and closure. But it's very sad that we have people in our society that would do these to children. One thing I've always told my peoples, and any woman that I've ever been with that had children, I will die before I let that child die.
Facts.
Because I'm in my 40s and I live life. You know, God called me home right now. I'm cool with that. And I say I'm cool with that because I deal with a lot of things that I wanted to do on earth. Now I'm just trying to build back and build a nation and community before God does finally call me. But I would never let a child go before I go. I would go before that child, because that child needs to live their life like I did. Right. And that's one of the reasons when I had the picnic, I dove in the water with my boy Jairus. Shout out to Jairus, who dove in before me and grabbed the child, because the child ran full speed to go dive in the lake, because the child was artistic. He didn't know no better, thinking that the lake was a regular pool, and that lake had crocodiles and all that. We didn't care. We knew that if a crocodile came and tore our hand off or whatever, that's fine, as long as it didn't do nothing to that child. You know, so we got to do a better job at protecting our children, because we don't know the path that God has made for these children. Because remember, at the end of the day, if you feel like you're not a person who is supposed to be here and you have depression issues, always revert back to you swam against 1 million siblings and you were the one who fertilized that egg to get in this portal to be in life. You're a winner. You have a top purpose to be here, and I'll land my plane on that.
There it is, Bobby Drake. Talk to us, man.
I'm not trying to smile during this kind of thing right now, man. Just kind of.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't.
You speechless?
I don't got much to say, man. That that hurts.
It does.
That was my first time seeing the story, and it was one of those things where it's like I hope that the dark corners of my mind aren't right as I'm hearing this and it's putting together the possibility. I'm hoping that
I hear you.
It's not the worst case scenario, and unfortunately, it just gets to that point where it's like, yeah, the cynicism, the negativity, it's justified in this case. You were ahead of the curve, and you actually answered, because there was a couple of questions that were looming in my mind as I was recovering from hearing that. Yeah, and you answered one of them. I was wondering whether or not, because I listened to what they were saying, but I was also listening to what they didn't say. Yeah, and because I didn't hear them mention they were her children, I was wondering, are these actually her children or these other children? And then you confirmed that these were not, in fact, her children.
Yeah.
So I don't know if she was babysitting or not, or I don't know if she herself is an unaliver of children. I don't know. I'm almost positive that she was driving that car probably trying to find a place to dump those bodies.
More than likely. Yeah.
And thank God she got pulled over, because if those bodies didn't in fact get ditched, there's a chance that those children would have just had missing persons flyers out for decades and no one ever knew what happened to the children. They just vanished off the face of the earth. Or worse, the bodies would get found, and then if they knew that she was the last person to see them, or some story narrative would have been out that someone based on the area, probably some black man or something, kidnapped her, or somebody else picked up those children, and now there's this person being demonized for no reason when really she's the culprit all along.
Right.
You know, I'm really grateful. And again, I don't know any specifics, so I'm not making any claims about anything or anything, just speaking general. But when I see stories like this, I'm really, really grateful for my own upbringing. My mother wasn't a helicopter parent like that, but she was very much aware. She was very much alert, and she made it her business to be in my business, even when it used to piss me off coming up. And she's always been, and I think that's probably where I get it from as well too. She's always been very much a begin with the end in mind kind of person. So she thinks ahead. She thinks critically. She asks the questions that other people aren't thinking when everyone else is taking the mindset of, man, ain't that deep, or you're thinking too much. It's not that deep. It's not that serious. She's always been a visionary in that sense. Okay. And especially when it comes to matters like these, a lot of the things I've heard other people say it there as well too. You know, well, you talked about the same kind of thing or whatever, but a lot of things that she talked about, the ways that she raised me, was right. If I'm going over to somebody's house, especially for the first time, the rule was I can't go to anybody's house unless she at least speaks to them. But she liked to meet them face to face if possible.
Yes.
But if she couldn't, she liked to at least talk to them on the phone. Hey, how are you? Hi, I'm so and so. I'm his mom, whatever. Do you guys have any animals over there? Do you have any firearms, any weapons over there? The whole 9 yards, to the point where sometimes I didn't want to go to people's houses because I'm like, I don't feel like going through all that crap.
Right.
But now as an adult, you know,
you
what
get
the old head say, just keep living. I'm like, Lord, now I'm right there with her. Like, yeah, I'm gonna be the same way with my children.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, I used to watch America's Most Wanted, John Walsh and all that. Used to see these things. And I see how a lot of the way I raised, by the grace of God, prevented me from being one of those stories. So I know it can be more difficult to do that these days. People have to work harder than they ever have for less money now. It's not always possible to be there and watch your children every single second as much as you'd like. And you really hope and pray that you have a solid village put together to really fill in the gaps for you. But sometimes that's not always enough. All I can say is, parents, make sure that you're praying for your children. If you are entrusted to be part of the village, if you're an uncle, a nephew, an aunt, a grandparent, if you're a godmother, godfather, if you have any sort of association with the child in your life, within your sphere of influence, please don't take that lightly in this day and age. Please pay your part to assist those parents and to be there for that child, so that child is never caught for wanting. Again, don't know the situation, but I only wish that those children's village was stronger, where there could have been some kind of safety net at the last second to prevent it from reaching to this. That's all I got.
Okay, that's very well said, sir. Love that response. You know,
I was just looking, not to cut you off, Major, but I was just looking at the story, and it's like those were her niece and nephew. The children were left to her by the mother. But they never say what happened to the mother for her to leave the children to her. I don't know if the mother died or what. And they were talking about the grandmother. So I don't know why the grandmother didn't take them in. There was just a whole bunch of stuff. Then they're saying that the little girl was dead for a year and the little boy was dead for months. I'm like, God. So they were found to be malnutrition. And then somebody said that they, in the reports, what they discovered was that she had something about the girl died going into the fridge or something like that, and the little boy was crying, so she swung on him and beat him. Then he got drowsy and he was bleeding and told him to go lie down, and he never woke back up. Damn. So she abused these children. They died on her watch, and she just tried to cover it up.
Wow. That's painful to even listen to, bro. People, guard your kids with your life, man. Guard, and those of you out there who are caretakers of people's kids and of your own kids, in some cases, we got to do a whole show on this, but excessive force. A lot of y'all use excessive force when you punish your children, and you got to reel yourself in. You know what I'm saying? Because it can get serious, as you see here. You know, very, very sad story. It was a lot to even listen to, but man, that was, it was crazy. It was heavy, man. Conversations 2020.